said, when that shit come out, it's gonna be a huge big thing. It's gonna be a huge big thing, and it's gonna distract everybody from this whole truth, the revelation of the Christ being alive, and the Christ never died, and the Christ is a black man, a so-called black man, and the children of God is also so-called black men. Understand that. Notice I said black men. Understand?
And the big players in the military industrial complex.
Yes. Before we go to Mark, if you don't mind, explain for the audience why they take a child from birth to 6 years old. I think it's a very important thing to mention, why they do most of their trauma-based mind control at that age.
I'm going to talk directly to the. My mother said it was 12% of the American people who are the minions of the dark occult elite, the minions who formed the police, who formed the working members of the armed forces, who are the judges, the teachers, the professors, who steer society in the wrong direction. Later in the next hour, I'm going to really break down reality to them and talk to them personally from what I've studied in the last 14 years since I broke my mind control programming.
Truth Connections.
Hello, hello. This is Catherine Buckaloo, and you are listening to Truth Connections Radio. And we are broadcasting from UPRN 107.7 FM, the Paranormal Radio Network, and truthconnections.com. Thank you for being here. I don't have any clever quotes to begin tonight's broadcast. I can only speak from my heart and say that we live in a world, a society, where satanic ritual abuse, pedophilia, and trauma-based mind controllers rule the world. To me, these topics are at the core of why our planet is in such distress. When a child suffers, generations are affected. Our karma as a whole is also affected. Tonight's show is about satanic ritualistic abuse, and our guests are Jay Parker and Mark Passio. Jay and Mark were keynote speakers at both Free Your Mind events that were held in Philadelphia. Jay Parker was born into a multi-generational satanic Illuminati family. During his most formative years, he suffered trauma-based monarch mind control. In an effort to continue his own healing process and help others along the way, Jay hosts his own blog talk radio show called SRA Today. That's short for Satanic Ritualistic Abuse, with the Type 1 radio network. Please help me welcome Jay Parker to the show. Welcome, Jay.
Well, I thank you, Catherine, and it's a pleasure to be here. And we are speaking about one of the most important subjects in the world today, the subject of mind control.
Yes, sir, and I'm very grateful that you're here. It's great to talk to both of you again. Next up is Mark Passio. Mark is well-versed in the study of Kabbalah, the Church of Satan, the occult, occult symbology, and natural law. He brings a unique perspective on its deception, the magic and sorcery behind it, and the underlying agenda of mass manipulation that's going on. Mark hosts his own show called What on Earth is Happening, about many topics ranging in diversity. Please also help me welcome Mark Passio to the show. Welcome, Mark.
Kathy, for this evening.
You're very welcome. If you guys don't mind, I'd first like to begin giving a little bit of your bios, so Jay can begin when he's ready and tell the audience a little bit about himself.
Thank you, Catherine. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
The most important subject in the world today is the subject of mind control, the manipulation of individuals and society. I grew up in a multinational satanic family. My mother and father were both cult members. My father, ancestors, joined the Illuminati in approximately 1720s, well before Adam Weishaupt supposedly formed the Illuminati in Bavaria in 1776. The Illuminati, to my knowledge, goes back to Babylon and even before then to the previous age on Earth, the age of Atlantis. In fact, my father and his occult friends would refer to themselves as Atlantean warlocks. And so we're talking about this going back at least 200,000 years, maybe even more. The dark occultists, to my knowledge, have always been prevalent in society, the steer manipulators of society through religion and finance, and basically the rest of the human race are their cattle. Let me go into a little history of my personal family and also Illuminati history that I was taught when I was being groomed to be a member of the Illuminati when I was a child. Basically, my mother can trace her satanic heritage back 3,000 years, mother to daughter witchcraft, to the Amalekite people of the Middle East. The Amalek are spoken of in the Old Testament. King Saul was